LTU Sports Report is brought to you by the City of Southfield, the center of it all, and Hungry Howie's, famous for flavor.
Hello and welcome inside the LTU studios for another amazing edition of the LTU Sports Report. I'm Sarah Davis. It was a big weekend for the Blue Devils, a huge conference matchup inside the Don Riddler for the basketball teams as they welcomed in Siena Heights for Senior and Parents' Day. Also on the show today, we'll have another Get to Know segment, a campus life segment on drone technology, and much more. But first, we head to Detroit Country Day as the women's lacrosse team faced off against Albion.
We traveled to Detroit Country Day High School, where the Lawrence Tech Blue Devils faced the Albion Britons in the 2020 opener. After an impressive 2019 campaign, the Blue Devils looking to carry that momentum into 2020. Starting in the first half, freshman midfielder Gabby Mitchell comes from around the net and throws a dart at the back of the goal, and the Blue Devils took a 2-1 lead. Later on in the half, sophomore Bella Van Buren cuts down the lane, passes to junior Kaylee Patterson, and she spins past her defender, shoots, and scores another point for the Blue Devils as they took a 9-5 lead going into the break. Coming back from the half, and as the saying goes, offense sells tickets, defense wins games. And the goalie junior, Dory Coggin, blocks the Brits at point-blank range. Moving along in the second half, the scoring blitz would continue for the Blue Devils, as the Savage from Savage, Minnesota, Ashley Sherry, finds the back of the net. Lawrence Tech will go on to win their season opener, 22-10 over Albion.
I think we hustled on both ends of the field, and I think we did a good job. One of the things, we weren't closing in the gap. A lot of their fast players were kind of getting in the middle and were able to get point-blank shots. But Dory made some great saves. Sydney made a couple of saves at the end. But overall, I'm really proud of the team. Defense we played completely as a full team.
I'm just not used to, in high school, we don't have to drop our stick. So in college, it's kind of nice and, satisfying to, celebrate and, slam it on the ground.
Well, it's always good to start off 1-0, as Coach says. It was just good to get out there and play well. We had a lot of goals from a lot of people, a lot of assists from a lot of people. Defense played well, just all around good game.
The women's lacrosse team will be back in action this weekend as they travel to the state of Kentucky to face Georgetown and Cumberlands on Friday the 21st and Sunday the 23rd. Good luck to my fellow Blue Devils. We now go over to the Don Riddler for Senior Day as the women's team welcomed Siena Heights.
It's an exciting day inside Don Riddler Fieldhouse as two of the WAC's top teams, the Lawrence Tech Blue Devils and the 14th ranked Siena Heights Saints, face off in a must-win matchup. These two teams sit second and third respectively in the WAC standings. This right here could be a potential playoff matchup. It's also senior night inside Don Riddler as the Blue Devils honor four seniors that have a lot of wins under their belt, a trip to the NAIA tournament, and are looking to extend their season as long as possible. Can they get the job done against the Saints? Let's find out. Starting in the first quarter, here's the Fort Wayne native Taryn Klein, who buries the three from downtown. The Blue Devils took a 3-point lead into the second quarter. To the second now, senior Caitlin Smith drives and dishes to the reigning newcomer of the year, Kendall Fisher, who hits the corner three. Lawrence Tech with the 3-point lead going into halftime. Coming out of the break, the game living up to the hype, and it would be a senior-to-senior connection as Danielle Hansen threads the needle with a nice bounce pass to Caitlin Smith, and she makes the layup for 2 points. The Blue Devils still on top 47-44 headed into the fourth. In the fourth now, and the Blue Devils would struggle to score. But here's Fisher, who drives hard down the lane and gets some hang time and lays the ball in for 2. However, time would run out on the Blue Devils, and they would drop this one, 70-63 your final score.
It was a battle back and forth for 40 minutes. But it's one of those games you can walk away from as a coach and a player and just be so incredibly happy with our heart, our effort. We executed game plan for 40 minutes. I think that's the best 40 minutes of basketball we've put together. And respect to Siena, they made big shots down the stretch, and big-time players make big-time shots, and they did that.
I'm really grateful. We've had a lot of great times together as a team, and our coaching staff has been amazing. I can't explain how grateful I am to have these people in my life.
Even though the outcome, we didn't get what we wanted necessarily, but we all played for each other, and we had a really amazing crowd come out for us tonight.
It was a tough loss for their seniors on their day, but not to worry, they had a great season so far and their record proves it. Sitting at 17-11, the Blue Devils look to make a deep run in the postseason. Now recently, LTU hosted an Extreme Science Saturday. This opportunity gives participants hands-on experience using state-of-the-art equipment in a modern lab. Let's check it out.
Extreme Saturdays is offered 5 times a year this year. LTU being a theory and practice university, this is more on the practice side where we really get a chance to see if the drone technology is fit for me. If I'm a student and this may be the one opportunity that I can make that decision, I want to keep going. So it's important for LTU to have that open door, that sort of diverse look at all the different technologies that are coming out now, including this unmanned aerial vehicle technology called drones.
I gravitate more towards art, but science, like robotics like this, kind of interests me because they deal with the future. So today we came into the classroom and we met Mr. Ty. He's pretty nice. We kind of like got an introduction to the anatomy of drones. It'd be cool to see drones in the future, like delivering Amazon packages.
This event is geared towards testing drones, having some fun, experimenting if you haven't flown one before. We even had a race competition.
The Ecotech students kind of passed around drone parts, and then we went to fly some ourselves.
I learned from students what different people are interested in. There's other things to do besides just sports or just a regular 9 to 5. You can be an environmental scientist pretty much. You could go enjoy the outdoors if that's what you like. You don't have to be stuck inside the office all day long. Science is such a broad topic. You have many different forms of science that you could do. So you're not always limited to one thing.
When you think about the greats, and you can name all the, whether it's in sports, technology, or whatever, they never stop learning. So you want to come on out here and be a part of a sort of a fun, festive environment, but yet an environment where you can learn.
It's National Engineers Week, and LTU is hosting its 3rd annual celebration. Many events will take place all week long, so come out to the LTU campus and get hands-on. Go to ltu.edu and click on the event link for more information. The LTU Sports Report will return after the break.
We're getting reports that you have over 40,000 flavor combinations.
That's right.
May I examine one, ma'am? Is this real cheese?
100% real mozzarella, officer.
Explain this dough.
Made fresh daily.
I'm gonna have to confiscate this as evidence.
Aren't you a mall cop?
All units, someone's in the fountain.
10-4, Tiger on the prowl.
Treat yourself to the world's first stuffed flavored crust pizza. And now, for just $6.99, try our new stuffed Howie bread.
Hungry?
Howie!
Welcome back to the LTU Sports Report. I'm Sarah Davis. The winter sports season is nearing the end, so we caught up with one of the members from the LTU Blue Devil hockey team for another installment we call Get to Know.
Eddie Flood, I'm a mechanical engineer and I play hockey. My favorite superhero is probably Superman because he can fly around and he's jacked and he beats people up. So my favorite sports team is the Detroit Red Wings. It's because I've been watching them my whole life, although they're pretty bad right now, but I still like them. My favorite supervillain is the Joker because he just comes out with some great movies. My favorite dessert is a Dairy Queen Blizzard with cookie doughs in it because it's just the best. It goes hard.
The men's basketball team celebrated Parents' Day in lieu of Senior Day because this young Blue Devil team does not have a single senior on the squad. Let's head inside the Don Riddler and check out how the Blue Devils came out on top.
The Lawrence Tech Blue Devils men's basketball team also faced off against the Siena Heights Saints on Saturday, and the Blue Devils are looking to snap a 3-game losing streak. Can they get the win against the Saints, who are fighting to keep their playoff hopes alive? Let's get right into the action. Starting in the first half, the Blue Devils were on a mission in this one as freshman Gunnar Gustafson hit sophomore Carter France with a nice backdoor pass, and France would lay the ball in for the easy 2. Later on in the first half, looking to add to the Blue Devils' lead, and it would be the junior from Macomb, Michigan, Alec Ivanek, who buries one from downtown. He's shooting over 40% from behind the arc. The Blue Devils would take an 8-point lead into halftime. Coming back from the break, the Blue Devils are rolling. Now, as nice passing leads to a wide-open layup from the sophomore Isaiah Cumberland, and he would hit the backboard on his way to 2 more points. With the Blue Devils trying to close this game out, it would be freshman sensation Brandon Beavers, who takes the ball coast to coast, fakes his defender, and lays the ball in for 2 points. The Blue Devils will go on to win this game with an impressive final score of 95-88.
When going into this, Coach really talked to us about locking in on defense and being solid on offense and not making turnovers and just being solid and getting good shots.
Loved the way we fought and continued to battle. Had a lot of carryover from practice. We haven't had a bad practice in a long time, and we haven't been getting the result, but they come to battle every day, so we really like that. The other thing is the way we shared the basketball, 20 assists and 12 turnovers, and we really emphasized that in film on Thursday, so see that carryover was really good.
The main thing was in our huddles talking about securing the ball, making hard cuts to the ball, and getting open, and not letting the defense, not having crazy passes or turnovers.
That's all the time we have for you today on the LTU Sports Report. The next action for the Blue Devils will be on Wednesday night as the basketball teams hit the road to Lourdes. The women's tip-off is at 6 p.m. and the men's is at 8 p.m. The men's volleyball team is also on the road at Indiana Tech for a 7:30 matchup. And on Thursday, the men's tennis team is at home and will square up against Wayne State at 12:30. Thanks for watching the LTU Sports Report. I'm Sarah Davis. Have a great week, everybody.